Yo, back with another live stream. Gonna react to Marietta Coleman and Xman1991 videos. 1997, I keep calling him Xman97 because Xman1991 videos. I watched some of the both of their content. Some of it, I watched some of it, but I ain't watched like a lot of their content. But Xman97, he's more like a nostalgia channel. He just talk about nostalgic stuff like from from the '90s rappers. He talk about anything basically. His videos are basically a variety, but it's mostly for like entertainment from the '90s, old school. He's a '90s guy, so he was born in the '90s. He was born in his name comes from his year born, which was 1991. So he basically just talk about the '90s. So um, hope you liked the video. Marietta Coleman, another YouTuber, older lady. She's talking about random topics really, just random topics really. That's really what her channel is about, really random topics. Now we'll talk about pro wrestling, just like the pay per views and the special events that I saw. So at the end of June, but I think it was this. I talk about those events, and I talk about I think about Sami Zayn losing his title just in 8 days, not 9 days. I mean, what else? I can talk about Baron Corbin returning. There's a few things I can talk about on pro wrestling. So then I'll do the upper panel. That probably just fight Eric into the panel. Not Eric, but go to Eric. Go to Eric. I'll just fight him and see like I want to see his thoughts about the um Shah Khan wife passing. Maybe other topics we could talk about if we could think. He might do most of the talking more than I can. Well, I'll talk about stuff, but he probably do most of the talking until the end of this broadcast. Then probably after this live stream, I'll probably do I'll probably stream W2K26, or I might stream both W2K26. Then probably tomorrow, I'll probably stream UFC. I don't even win any fights for it, but I might just stream UFC today or the W2K26 stream today. I haven't streamed video games in a while. That's what I was planning doing, just streaming games, and that's it. And just I do live stream. I'll probably do YouTube live stream. I would do like StreamYard live stream because I have to think of topics to put down. I might do YouTube live just to talk about those, just to gain more subscribers. If I do a YouTube live, I just gotta have something to talk about if I do the YouTube live. Well, I could do a Facebook live and then just like I did one of my Facebook lives that uploaded on YouTube. That's all I could do. I could upload my Facebook lives on YouTube. That's what I could do. And so I asked them to comment videos. First, let's react to her videos. What videos to react to? This is Marietta Coleman right here. Older lady. She's probably like in her 50s or 60s. Probably her 60s, probably. She's an older lady. I'll watch this. I'm listening to House and Crisis continues.
The face of homelessness is getting older and older. Now, before you would see a lot of younger people that are out on the street, but now, as y'all know, I'm out in these streets a lot during the day, and I'm meeting a lot more people that are over the age of 50 that are out here on these streets that are homeless today. And it seems like it's not getting any better. It seems like the more we go, every day we go through this situation with the war study going on, cost of everything is steady going up, and right now you're starting to see more elderly out here in these streets because it's harder for them to find a place to go. It's harder for them to be able to be taken in by most people because a lot of people will take in younger people as just the same way as if, they can get the younger people to help them with labor. They can get the younger people maybe sometime to go to work. And with older people, they may be fragile. They may be sick. They may need help. They may need somebody to take them around. They may not have a vehicle. They may not have enough money to pay the amount of rent of which your room may be charging. But yet and still, we're finding that a lot of elderly people are being left out here in the cold and left out here in the street with no way to fend for themselves. I mean, it gets to a place where even if they land on somebody else's couch for a little while, it's so hard to find placement for them. I think that we're into a place where now, with this war study going on, we don't know how long this is going to go on. We don't know when our change is coming. We don't know when change is going to come. Just simple as that. When we see the prices of gas going up, we see the price of food continue to rise. We constantly see even the fact that the value and the quantity and the quality of the food that we're trying to eat is getting harder. So it's getting harder for the homeless population, especially the elderly, to continue to keep food to be able to eat even while they're outside. Yes, you do got some organizations that will help. They only help for a little while. They will also put the elderly right back out there in the street when daylight come if they don't have a place to go or if they feel as though that they've been there entirely too long. So we're in a situation right now where I met an elderly lady the other day when I was uptown, and then when I was up there just a little while ago, I see an elderly gentleman, and they're just out there underneath a tree, just laying there, with all their belongings or whatever they could scrape up to help themselves out, right there beside them in a shopping cart. And it's so sad to see that we are seeing more of the face of the elderly out in the streets now. So the homeless population now, the majority of it is starting to be the elderly people, the ones that are most vulnerable, the ones that can't fend for themselves, the ones that can't make it on their own, the ones that are struggling and feeble, the ones that, can't tolerate this heat or can't be out here in this heat for long period of times. They may already be on medications, already falling apart, and then they get thrown to the street. I mean, because you think about the fact that you got stagnant wages. It's harder for elderly people to get a job as it is, and then it's harder for them to keep the job as it is because they may wake up with aches and pains and situations that the younger group may have, but they may not have them as bad or have them as often. And then you would think about the fact that you got a 70, 80-year-old grandmother trying to stand at a door, trying to work at McDonald's or trying to work in somebody's restaurant or trying to do whatever she possibly can, cleaning houses, cleaning floors, and things of that nature. But yet she's tired, yet her body hurts. And then you see a lot of the elderly. I know I see a lot of them down here running DoorDash, and it's like when they walk into the car, they walking with a limp, or they using a cane, or they bent over, or they doing the best they can to even get to where they need to be, let alone to be out there in the sun all day long riding in a car where I'm sure they're not getting the nutrition that they need, nor keeping themselves in a place where they get the amount of fluids that they need. So we're seeing the elderly trying to fend and trying to supplement their income. Um, the disappearing fixed pensions. You ask them where are their pensions. Pensions are disappearing. Pensions are going away now. People, I mean, it's like saying you work, you work, you work, you work, you work for nothing. You work, you work, you work, you work, you work, and you end up with nothing. I mean, you got to understand that these people, a lot of these people have work. A lot of these people did the best they could while they was working. They made the money they could make. They used it and did what they needed to do. And now they're old. They thought they was going to have a pension. They thought they was going to have enough in Social Security to be able to make it. And they thought Social Security was going to be a way of helping them along the way. And then they find out that's cut and it's not just not enough. It's just not enough. So we were thinking about the fact of the increase of the housing. Housing costs right now is more than any senior gets. Just about. I mean, maybe not everybody. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of the seniors, their pension will not pay the cost of what rent is out here today by itself. Let's just call a thing a thing. They need help. They need help. They need help with housing. They need help with food. They need help with medical. They need help. They just need help. And it just seems like the help is going away. So it's leaving them out in the street to fend for themselves. And a lot of times they may not have the mental sharpness put it that way, the mental sharpness to be able to get out here in these streets and fend for themselves. And so therefore you're leaving them vulnerable, you're leaving them in a place where they're left for to be taken advantage of merely. I mean, because I got a few notes that I wrote here, and I just see was some of my notes I wrote. When the ages, the elderly with the age between 50 and 65, they either lost their home, lost the equity in their home, or lost their home to foreclosure. This pushed many into an unaffordable renting market, which was compounded by the fact that older numbers of the workforce who lost jobs during the recession were less likely than their young counterparts to find new ones. So as the older people, even right now, as the older people are losing their jobs, it's less likely that they're going to find jobs because they would rather give it to the younger people. The younger people are finding jobs, and they're really having a hard time finding jobs. But it's twice as hard for an older person to get out there and find a job between 50 and 65. It's just like saying they would rather not hire you. You got to get out there and create something that you can do for yourself, or you just left out there to cold. You'll just be out there homeless. You'll be out there on the street. You'll be just left to fend for yourself with nothing to eat, nowhere to live, nowhere to lay your head. The price of housing is way out of your price range. Social Security is not paying enough for you to just go rent a house on your own. I mean, people, a lot of the elderly lost their homes to foreclosures, or they lost their homes because they lost all the equity in the home, and there or maybe the taxes have went up too high and they can't afford to pay the taxes. So it's leaving them in a vulnerable state. It's almost like saying you want the elderly gone, you want them to stink, you want them to get off the face of the earth, and we're talking 50 to 65, and a lot of y'all out here 50 to 65 still got a lot of life, you still got a lot of energy. I'm 65 years old, disabled, but yet and still I'm still alive, and I'm gonna fight as hard as I can to stay alive, and that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to fight hard as you possibly can. And at this age, it's so hard, even because your family would turn their back on you too at this age, because they'll feel like you're too big of a burden, you're too big of a responsibility. They can't take care of you. Maybe you're dealing with sicknesses or some type of, and their first thing they think is nursing home, nursing home, nursing home. Nursing home costs money too. So the elderly can't even really afford to be put in the nursing home because of the fact that maybe their Medicaid has gotten cut off. Maybe their medical has been gotten cut. Maybe that's the only income they have to live off of. You know what I'm saying? And they still have their dignity, and they still want to be able to be respected in the same respect. So we talk about these things, but yet and still, it's still happening, and it's going to get worse, because when I look at the price of gas right now, and I look at the price of food right now, you look at the rental situation, it's not like they out here building a whole bunch of low income housing for these people to go into. Certain places they are building some affordable housing, but most of the apartments and most of the housing that I see built around here in South Carolina, they are expensive. They're coming up expensive down here in South Carolina. And when I say expensive, it may not be expensive to you because you may be able to still be on your job. You may still have enough money. Maybe you saved enough money. Maybe you were in a better position and you had enough money to invest or whatever you had to do. But that's not everybody's story. Some people have been living paycheck to paycheck all their life, and they're still struggling to this day, still fighting to stay afloat, still trying to keep a roof over their head. And now the street, the face of the street now is the elderly. The elderly are the ones that I'm seeing more so out here in these streets, just basically trying to make it, trying to make it, trying to make it. And I mean, I go to the McDonald's, I see elderly people come in with doing DoorDash. I watch how they walk. I say here at the Circle K, I see elderly people going in and out, trying to get, they have to do their application online, but yet still they trying to get a job. But yet they come in, they walk in, they try to talk to the manager and things of that nature, trying to do everything they can to cut costs because they're out here robbing Peter to pay Paul. So because they're robbing Peter to pay Paul, it takes a lot. It truly does take a lot for them to be able to get their self in a position where they can afford to make extra money, where they can afford to eat, where they can afford to live, where they can afford to show up um, able to fend for themselves. Because believe it or not, whether y'all believe it or not, the elderly still wants to take care of themselves. They still wants to be to afford themselves. They're set in their ways. They're used to things happening one way, a certain way. They're used to paying their own bills, most of them. And a lot of them have been living by themselves for a long time until whatever has happened, it has forced them to the street. And now here we are. Now here we are. Now here we are. We're in a place now where they're in their most vulnerable state. Now it's painful. It is truly painful to see. It's truly painful to see that this is where we are. This is where we are. And now the fact of the war not ending, it's still going on. And so therefore that letting them know that they don't know if it's gonna how long it's gonna be before they even be able to afford a house, if ever. If ever. Or is this where we are now as a nation where our seniors, the ones we're supposed to show respect to. You remember when your mama told you respect your elders? You remember that? If you don't, I do. I remember when mama said respect your elders. And when I sit and I watch and I see exactly what's going on, and as I'm riding through the city and I see another elderly man or elderly lady curled up in a doorway of an abandoned building, just laying there trying to get some rest or trying to get some sleep, and they're just there balled up with nowhere to go, it's hurtful. It's truly hurtful. I was riding down the back road the other day, and as I hit a curve on the new back road, I don't know why God took me that way, but as He took me that way, I seen an elderly man just laying on the side of the road, right underneath a shade tree. It was a big woods right there, all woods, and he laying at the edge of the road on a pillow in no man's land, out in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of nowhere. They're trying to find peace and cover wherever they can get, wherever they can. And it's just so sad. It's just so sad to see, because we live in a place where we would rescue a dog off the side of the road. But yet, the Son of Man is watching and seeing how the world is moving. And we think there's not going to be destruction hitting this land. You think Jesus is pleased with what's going on down here? This is really, really, really. And the sad part about it is the people that's supposed to protect us, the ones that's supposed to look after us, already knows. Already knows. It's not like they don't know that this is happening. Though that it's not like they don't know what's going on in the world. They got TVs, they got this, that, and the other thing. And some of y'all even say they creating the problem. But the thing about it is what is going to happen? What are we choosing to do? How are we going to combat this problem? Some people say you should be speaking to your mayor, you should be speaking to your governor. They already know. They already know. So many people that scream, we done bang and bang and bang. The lines are loaded with people complaining. The lines are loaded with people crying out. The lines are loaded with people praying. The lines are loaded with people, but yet and still it's still happening. And the face of our homelessness is our seniors. Our seniors are at risk right now. Our seniors are being targeted right now. Our seniors cannot survive in this right now. Our seniors need help right now. Our seniors, yes. Our seniors, yes. I'm speaking up for the seniors. They're out here and I see them, and they need help. They need a place to go. They need a place to rest their head. They moving around from spot to spot. I could sit in one spot and don't see none all day long and drive another 2 miles up the street, and there we go. Here we go. Here we go. So I just want to let y'all know, keep a prayer on them as well as we pray for the world, as we pray for everybody around the world. If you're not in a place where you're grown enough that you want to pray for somebody that don't look like you, it's like saying if you're gonna segregate your prayers, then don't even pray. That's my take on it. That's just my opinion. You type yours down in the comments, but don't attack me for how I feel, because I love people. I do love people. I don't care if they're black, white, or whatever. I don't. And if I lose some subscribers because I love people, then God bless you. Let God's will be done. Because right now we living in a time where ain't nobody got time for hate. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time to walk around with that. The anger and stress and being upset and carrying that kind of hate in your heart will shorten your lifespan. It will take something away from you. It will be like a cancer in the body. And I refuse to walk around with that spirit. I love, 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 love feeling good about what God is doing in my life. So with that being said, I thank y'all for listening. I pray that the Spirit of the Lord blesses you, that God smiles on you, and that whatever you're going through, it becomes a life-changing experience. It will change your life forever for the good. In Jesus' name I pray. So with that being said, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. I love y'all so much. You can always make a difference if you want to make a difference. So put yourself in your mind set in a way of, if you want to make a difference, make a difference. But if you want to live in chaos, that's where you will stay. To God be the glory. So y'all have a nice day. Marietta checking out.
Yep, tough for everybody. Homeless and housing is tough for everybody. Especially when you live by yourself. It's tough for just live by yourself too. I live by myself. It's like the Great Depression. This somebody said. Yep. Everybody having a hard time just living on their own. Really, it's tough. Tough times we're living in today. What other video I could react to?
I'm gonna say happy birthday to all the fathers and shout out to all those that stood by their children, raised their children. And I'm not gonna sit up here and judge who did it, who didn't. I'm just gonna say happy Father's Day to all the men out there that are doing their thing with their children. You know who you are, and you know who you are. If you were deadbeat and you wasn't there for your children, that's neither here nor there. But happy Father's Day to all the fathers, all the males that are standing up, doing their thing. I just love to hear it. I love to see it. I've gotten phone calls from some of my children, my extended family, that have reunited with their fathers and have called their fathers and have been talking to their fathers and are doing some things this weekend on this Saturday with their fathers. So shout out to those dads also that are taking the initiative and stepping up to the plate. But for all y'all out there that have daddy issues and wish you had a father and he wasn't in your life and you're carrying grudges and the pain and the suffering that you've suffered at the hands of these people, it's hard to let go. It's hard to even think of picking up a phone to call them. And for all you fathers that feel as though that you have not been there and you don't want to pick up a phone and call your children and you're afraid to call them because of the fact that maybe you have not been there, maybe you weren't allowed to be there, maybe there was something that kept you away from them, maybe sickness, maybe death, maybe anything that kept you away from your children. There are so many reasons why people don't connect, and there are so many reasons why they do connect. But I just want to let y'all know this: no matter what you go through or how you go through in life, there's one thing you cannot erase, is the fact that somebody is your dad and somebody is your mom. Somebody gave birth to you on this earth. You are here for a reason. Don't you take it serious and don't you take it to heart whatever happened to you or however you're living your life. You are meant to be here. God brought you here for a reason. God don't make no mistakes. I want you to know that you are blessed. I want you to know that you are loved, and I want you to know that you are recognized, whether you're recognized by people or God himself is just recognizing the effort, the price that you have had to pay to even be existing in this life. We go through a lot of things, and every time you see it's Mother's Day, you see a lot of the restaurants are sold out. You see all the flowers are sold out. You see people just standing up as if the men never mattered. Well, I come to let y'all know y'all do matter. I come to let y'all know happy Father's Day to each and every one of you. And I want to let you know that no matter what you have done, you can always turn that thing around. You can always pray about it. Yes, access may be denied in certain situations. You may be forgiven, but access may be denied. But yet and still, there is a way that you can be forgiven and that you can move on with your life and that you can begin to rebuild. And there may be just simple as reaching out, and it may be as simple as you may have to move on, and you may have to take that L, and you may have to eat that situation, and you may have to live with it for the rest of your life, because you cannot tell people when to get over anything that you have done to hurt somebody else. You don't get to tell them when to get over it. You don't get to tell them when to stop hurting. You don't get to tell them even to allow you to be back in their presence. All you can do is repent, apologize, and continue to live your life, and pray that somehow, some way, they will feel differently. And even if they don't, you got to be forgiven in some areas of your life, and you got to continue to keep move on. You may not have that access to them, but yet and still somehow you've given an apology, and God will honor that, and you just move on with your life. But I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that Father's Day is coming. Father's Day is coming, and there are so many children that don't have a father in their life. I've never met so many young girls with daddy issues in my whole entire life. And some of them take these daddy issues all the way to womanhood. You got grown women out here that have daddy issues. They're out here vetting, they're out here dating, they're out here married, they're out here giving birth, they're out here on the job, they're out here struggling, they're out here not understanding why they're going through what they're going through in life. They don't understand why they feel the way they feel. A lot of times they don't understand that it all stems back to the fact that you got daddy issues, and the father may not have been in your life, and you may have wanted that love from dad that you never got, so you're seeking that love in other places. Some of them seeking that love by being promiscuous. Some of them just jump from bed to bed to bed because of the fact they never felt a love from a man, a love from a father, that love that father should have gave you and taught you how to be a lady, and taught you how to deal with men, and you never had that. So therefore you had to try to find your own way. Don't beat yourself up. It's not your fault, and you're not alone. There's so many young women out here that feel the same way, that have gone on into grownhood or matured, and they still have daddy issues, and they still don't understand why they feel the way they feel, why it's hard for them to find love, why it's hard for them to stay in love, why it's hard for them to connect with a male, period, on any level, because of the fact that they have been hurt, and they have been hurt to a place where they don't understand the hurt and the pain or why it was given. So it was not your fault. It was not your portion. It was not your fault, and it was not your portion. Sometimes we have to learn how to forgive, not for them, but forgive for us. Forgive so that you can move on. Forgive so that you can have some type of a life. You can have a real life. Sometimes, like I said before, when I went to therapy years ago, I didn't go to therapy for me. I went to therapy because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't bleeding on somebody else. Which I guess in a way that was for me too. But you don't want to bleed on somebody who did not cut you. You don't want to be arguing with people that did not hurt you. And sometimes if you do not deal with the issues of which you were going through, you'll carry that right on with you. And then you'll end up as an adult, and you'll still have daddy issues. I thank God that I stand before you today whole and healed, because of the fact that I let go of some things a long time ago. And I'm telling you, it's better that you let go. It's better that you forgive. Not meaning that you have to give access. Not meaning that you're making light of what went on or what happened. I mean, if there are some things that you can't forgive, then it's like saying you're holding on to a thorn that's going to hurt you in the long run. And it's almost like letting the devil win. And we refuse to let the devil win. So I just love y'all so much. And I just wanted to make sure that we threw that shout out there. And we just let you know, if you want to do things for your father, and you want to give your father, and you want to take him out to dinner, and you want to show him some love, don't be afraid to shout out to your dad. Because a lot of times where the kids are concerned, it's like saying they don't know how to talk with dad. But mom, it's easy to say, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. And where it comes to Father's Day, it's like, it's like we say it, but it's like saying there's that strength that is like saying we can't spoil dad. Why? Dad likes to be spoiled too. Dad likes gifts too. Dad ain't got no problem with Red Lobster. Dad ain't got no problem with Olive Garden. Dad ain't got no problem with you taking them and getting them a wallet. Dad ain't even got no problem with you giving them his flowers while he's alive. I don't know why that's such a big thing. And I even had a son, one of my extended sons asked me, can he give his dad flowers? He wanted to give his dad flowers. Why not? Why do you feel like that? Why do the children have to feel like it's wrong to give a man flowers? Men like flowers too. Yeah, if y'all want to give y'all dads flowers, go give y'all dads flowers this year. Give them the biggest bouquet of flowers you ever seen in your life, and enjoy it. You don't have to have a stigma behind it. That don't make him less than a man. That don't make him weak. That don't make him none of that. It just lets us know that you acknowledge that you love your dad, and we're going to leave that at that. So I just thank God for that this morning. I didn't want to make this a long video because I'm going to get on the road again. But as I was sitting here talking to people, as I was thinking about this, I said, let me make a video because somebody somewhere wants to say shout out to their dad. Somebody wants to lift up their dad. Somebody wants to give their dad a hug and take their dad to dinner and recognize him, even hang out with him for the day. Maybe want to go fishing, maybe want to go to the basketball court, maybe just want to go out to dinner, maybe just want to go hang out over at dad's house and watch a movie, maybe want to take a bike ride. Never know what you might want to do, but however you want to do it with love. Do it with a pure heart. Enjoy your father while he's still here. Give him his flowers while he's still alive. I'm sure he would not mind you bringing him a bouquet of flowers. So with that being said, I love y'all so much. Y'all go ahead and enjoy y'all day. Do your thing. If you want a barbecue for dad, put that. But you know, dads like to get on the barbecue grill on Father's Day too. I know a lot of them like the barbecue. They like to show their skills and things of that nature. Y'all enjoy yourself. Whatever you do, do it with love and do it with dignity and respect. I love y'all so much. But yeah, I would love to hear how you celebrate your dad. How do you celebrate your dad? Opposed different than how you used to celebrate your mom, even if they're not still here. Because my mom and my dad both have gone on to glory, so I don't have either parent here on this earth in this life right now. They all, both of them, are deceased. Rest in peace, mom. Rest in peace, dad. So how do y'all celebrate? How do you celebrate your parents on Mother's Day and Father's Day? How do you celebrate, or don't you celebrate them? If you want to write your testimony about why you don't celebrate them, this is an open forum. This channel here is a channel where we don't tussle. We allow people to speak their piece and speak their opinion. You type yours. Don't rebuttal. Don't be down there tussling with nobody about what they feel. Let people express themselves. That's what this line is about, respectfully. I love y'all so much. And sometimes we may have to pray for some folks that may have been hurt badly by their mother or their father. And we have to put a prayer on that situation and keep them lifted up in prayer. Sometimes some things could happen that is too hard to forgive, and they're not ready to forgive, and they don't know how to let go. And that's their choice to do that when they get ready. Don't pressure nobody, especially when you were the one that created the problem. Don't pressure nobody. Give them a chance to feel what they need to feel. Because you can't tell nobody how to experience you. That's one thing I've learned. You cannot tell nobody how to experience you in any situation. So with that being said, y'all, I love y'all so much. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you've not turned your notification bells on, please turn your notification bells on so you'll be notified when I drop my next video. And what I would like for y'all to do this for me. Could everyone under the sound of my voice, could you check your subscription and make sure you're still subscribed to the channel? Make sure your notification bells are turned on. I've been getting messages that people are not getting notifications when I drop another video. Somehow the notifications are not being sent out, and that could be another reason why our views are low. So if you got the time, please check and see if your subscription, you're still subscribed, and that your notification bell is still turned on. Do that for me, please. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so far I like her videos. I might give my thoughts on her and Xman1991. That's 2 videos I could think of doing. If I uploading videos, give my thoughts on them. Like I used to do. I usually give my thoughts on YouTube or sometimes. Yeah, I do those videos, but usually it might be shorts if I do those videos. But those 2 videos I react to. Let me figure out another one I can react to. I'll react to this. We can't afford to start a family. I'll react to that video.
Hey y'all, Marietta here, back with another video. I pray that y'all had a wonderful day. But I want to deal with a topic that I think is really good. I mean, I really had a wonderful day today, and I was happening to be talking to a young lady, and she asked me a question that I have not heard a young person ask this question in a long time. She said, "Where can I go get free birth control?" That thing touched me to my heart to know that somebody at her age, I think she was like 18 years old because she just graduated this year, but she's dating and she's very concerned about making sure that she don't come up pregnant. It's like she's trying to take control of her own life. And I think this is exactly what we need more of today. And I really believe that the young people are now starting to talk amongst themselves, and now they're starting to take charge of their lives because they see what's happening, even though we may think that they may not be listening. If you're talking to your teens and you're talking to your young adults that are around you and in your house, believe me, they picking up on some of the things that you're putting down. They're understanding that they need to protect themselves in this season, and they do not want to be end up with no unwanted pregnancies or be able to take care of a life that they can't afford to take care of. They realize how hard it is. They see that things are not going what they thought they were going to be. Even she had told me that she had been applying for different jobs and she see how hard it is to get a job. And that's the worst thing in the world could happen to her, is for her to come up pregnant while she's not stable herself or putting her life in somebody else's hands. When I spoke to this young lady, the conversation was so mature and so grown that I was so proud to know that she respects me enough to come to me before she get herself into trouble. So I explained to her that Title X family planning, the clinics of child of Planned Parenthood clinic. If you are here in South Carolina, I do know the program like New Morning and they also offer free birth control. Some places offer free birth control on a sliding scale. Like Title X clinics, they're federal funded clinics that offer comprehensive low cost or no cost for contraceptives. So this is something that I think is really important that we need to continue to talk to our youth about, continue to have those open conversations, because we have been in a place where so many times these conversations have been hush hush and they've been taboo, and we feel as though that we should not have these conversations like as if it's something to be ashamed about. But it's not nothing to be ashamed about, because they're asking questions. And if they're asking questions, I really believe that we should give them the best possible knowledge that we possibly can. Take them to see an OBGYN. Take them to see the doctors to make sure that they know exactly how to take care of themselves and they know how to make sure that they're healthy and that they want to protect themselves. I think that, as they say, knowledge is power. The more our people perish for lack of knowledge. So the more knowledge they get about this situation, the less likely they are to fall into it. With the cost of living today, the high cost of what it would take to take care of a child, and not being able to ever be able to afford things right now at this time, with the price of things going up, and not being having a job for yourself, going to see exactly how much milk costs, and all that milk is expensive. Similac, Enfamil, every bit of it is expensive. Not knowing whether the government programs that are out here now, that women have had children and that they had the WIC program to help them and the food stamp program to help them, and they had financial aid to help them. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you have to start leaning on these organizations, especially now. And you do not want to put yourself in a position where you can't function or where you can't afford childcare and you can't afford health care to be able to afford to give birth to a child at this time, and then not know where you're going to live. Living in a car is not a place for a newborn baby to live. And so many women are out there in that situation because of the fact of lack of knowledge, or too young to understand that it is not good to just start having babies while we're going through this situation and you don't know how you're going to take care of them, because you can't depend on grandmothers nowadays, because grandmothers are tired, grandmothers are getting old, and then some grandmothers are just as young as you. Some grandmothers still putting their high heels on, their miniskirt, they still finger popping, they ain't got time for that, they didn't want to rock no baby. But the beautiful part about this situation is the fact that she asked before she got herself into trouble. If we can get more of our youth, more of our young people to ask these questions before they get themselves into trouble, so that they can be led and redirected in a positive way, to know that it's okay to want to have a child. It's okay to want to be married. It's okay to want to be in love. It's even okay to want to have sex. But we prefer you to wait until you are married, till you are responsible enough to be able to take care of a child, and you're in a situation where you won't need nobody to finance this situation that you have planned, that you have decided that you want to do. you make sure you take the time to plan it out right and plan it out properly, that when you do decide to have a child, you have created an income, you have created a lifestyle, you have created a roof over your head that is stable enough to be able to bring a child into this world. So when we think about the fact of how many children are born, how many children are out there now that are going through because the food stamps got cut, or they going through because insurance got cut on somebody's job, or somebody lost a job, and this, that, and the other thing. And I understand how people want to be married and they want to be connected, or they just maybe just want to be able to have fun, but they don't want to have fun with um having unprotected smacks and then end up in a situation that they're not ready for. And most people right to this day are not ready to even having a hard time raising the kids they got, let alone think of having more kids on top of this situation. So there is places out there where you can go and you can get contraceptives for free. And I'm sure that if you go mention it even to your gynecologist, you mention it, you go see them, they will make sure you walk out that office with those items that you need to protect yourself, and you need to talk to them about the right contraceptives to be used for you, because it's not a one size fit all. It depends on what it is that you're going to use and how you plan to use it. Birth control is out there. I really commend her for taking charge of her own life and not leaving it to chance, or not leaving it in somebody else's hands to say that she thought they was going to protect her, or she thought they was going to wear the condom, or she thought they were going to be the ones to take charge of this situation. I just love it when I hear our young people actually standing up and standing on business and being able to be responsible enough to say, I'm going to look after my own life. And not only that, with the young people, we need some grown people, some older people to do the same thing.
Yep.
Because I mean, right now we're in a time where you're going to be left to yourself. When I keep saying that, and I keep saying it over and over again, because that's what's happening. People are trying to keep a roof over their own head. People are trying to help themselves. People are trying to take care of the situations of what they got and feed who they already trying to feed that's in their home. They don't have them extra dollars right now to send money outside the house to take care of another house. It's hard to support two houses. It's hard to support your one, let alone trying to support two houses in this time. So it's better you do ask questions before you get yourself into trouble. I think that deserves a round of applause for her to be able to even stand up and ask that question before she get herself into trouble. And that lets me know that she is protecting herself, lets me know that she has her own career, she has her own pocketbook in mind, that she don't want to end up in a situation that she got to be left by herself and left holding the bag. In other words, standing on her own 2 feet. So it's because of that, she's standing on business now to prevent that situation, because she already see that she can't afford it. And I don't believe that she's going to be swayed by no young man coming in saying, if you have my baby, that means you love me, and all this old foolishness they used to say it, or they probably still say to this day, or come in with sweet words and lucky praises and think that that's going to put her in a position where she forgets who she is, and she forgets her dreams and her aspirations, and she throw everything that she had planned for her life to the side to end up in a situation where she ends up with no help and end up in a situation that she can't handle by herself. So I think that's a wonderful thing, to be able to wait until you're able to stand on your own 2 feet, and you're able to make sure that you got the right partner with you, the right man of God with you, the right husband is going to be there with you. I mean, you just never know, but yet and still, a lot of people say that. They'll say, oh, you don't never know if that person's going to be with you, that person's going to stay with you, and that's true. That is so true. But at least you want to give yourself the best start you possibly can, and that's why you still supposed to have your own pocketbook in the midst of you doing this. A lot of times when they say older women teach the young girls, we are trying to teach you right now. And the thing about it is if you listen, that's up to you. We're not trying to make nobody do what you don't want to do. Right now, we just dropping information. I'm just dropping information. This is for informational purposes only. And I just want to let the young lady, she knows who she is. And if you see this video, because she does watch my video, I want to let you know I'm giving you a standing ovation for actually taking charge of your own life and being woman enough to say, I got to do this. I got to make sure I got to take care of me. When you're not married to nobody and you're just enjoying your life before you get out there, not saying that she's out there doing anything out of the way, but the fact of the matter is she understands that if that possibility could happen, so therefore she wants to be protected before she even get herself into a situation. And I really think that that's the beautiful way to go. So I just feel as though that, if we just wake up and start doing things responsibly and start doing things the way things need to be done and start doing things through the word, because a lot of women feel as though, and a lot of young women I've talked to, because like I tell you, most of the time when I'm speaking to people, I'm speaking to young girls, young women. When I say young women, I'm talking about between the ages of 16 and up, all the way to 25 to 35. And so when I'm speaking to them, they feel as though that if they have sexual relations with the young man, that means he's going to be with them forever. That means he's going to love me forever. That means he's going to take good care of me. That means he'll never leave me. If I give him a baby, that means he's going to be with me. He's going to stay with me. He'll never leave me. He'll love me. And then you could do all of that and you still end up by yourself. So you still need to be ready, willing, and able to, if he walks away, that you are able to take care of your own self. Just because you be with a man or just because you love someone don't mean you cease to be. That does not mean that you just throw in the towel and you become a nobody and start doing nothing. You still got to have your own sense of responsibility because there's some things that you still have to do. And you cannot put all the weight and all the responsibility on that young man to take care of you, to think for you, to be there to cater to you, to dress you, and everything. You can't leave that responsibility on him alone. So you got to make sure that you're doing your part and you're actually preparing yourself for motherhood. And the best way to do that is to wait until you get a reliable husband, somebody who's going to be there for you. Take a year or so to get to know that man. And like I said, this is for informational purposes only. So I wish somebody had told me this back in the day, but I was raised in a time where it was mandatory for you to find a man. It was mandatory for you to find a husband. Now it ain't mandatory. Now it's time for you to learn how to vet, and it's time for you to make sure that you choose wisely, because see, you choose. They have proposed, but you choose. You choose the man that you want to be a father to your children. So therefore, even back in the day, sometimes the men were chosen for you and you had no choice. You would just have to marry them, or you'd have to leave mom and daddy house, or sometimes you would just give it to somebody, or sometimes the house was just so disgusting and so much going on in the house that you would have married anybody to get out of the house. So she's not in that type of situation. So I just love the fact that when I hear young people taking charge of their life, birth control is important. Birth control is more important now today than it has ever been. It is more important for you to protect yourself and not to come up with no unwanted pregnancies in this season, because you're the one that's going to have to raise these babies. So therefore, be safe, be responsible, be responsible. Make sure that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And if so you don't know what you're getting yourself into, seek your local Planned Parenthood clinic and get yourself some information, some pamphlets, talk to somebody, call you a OBGYN, talk to somebody. If you don't have no insurance, then you go to Planned Parenthood, and I'm sure that they'll let you through the door so you can talk to somebody. So I'm just throwing it out there for informational purpose only, that unwanted pregnancies can ruin your whole life if you're not prepared to be a mother. Because once that baby is here, that baby is yours, and it's up to you to take care of that child, especially if you don't have no help. And so many young girls that I have dealt with, because like I said, I basically have raised a lot of girls from the street, talked with a lot of girls from the street, raised a lot of young ladies in foster care. So therefore, I know how this situation works on this side of the tracks. Now, if you're over there on that side of the tracks where you got that good, loving mother who's going to take care of your children for you while you just enjoy life, or you got that one that wants just that mother that's just sitting in the house and she wants to make sure that her grandbabies are well taken care of, so she takes them under her wing, that's a beautiful thing. I'm not going to take nothing from that, because that's a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. But yet and still, you got to teach your daughters some respect. You got to teach your daughters how to be able to handle themselves, because one day you're going to be gone and they may still need that guidance. So therefore, at least if they do know and they do have that information, they'll be able to carry on. Because a lot of times we as grown women, we do step in and we do take care of a lot of other people's children, but yet still the mother of those children sometimes don't never learn the lesson, or they never even come back to say thank you. So you got to be prepared for all that. You got to be prepared to be strong enough to say, I'm going to do this because this is what's in me. Because see, with me, I've been raising people's kids. Lord, oh God, I can't even remember. I've been doing it for so long now, but it was something that I really love to do. So you got to really love to be able to raise children in order to be able to have a house full of children. Now, do I want a house full of children now at 66 years old? No, because you get a certain age now where I'm getting older, and now it's like saying I'm retired. I'm ready to retire now. I'm ready to retire and let somebody younger take the reins, because my nerves can't take it no more. I'm just tired now of that situation, so I'm ready to go out and enjoy life myself. All I need is somebody to ride with me to go eat 2 chicken wings and a biscuit. So that's about it. So I'm ready to take my years and just move on, but no more rocking no babies for me. So with that being said, I just wanted to give this video to salute the young lady for asking for birth control before she got herself into trouble. We need more young ladies to step up and ask for birth control, more young men to step up and ask how they can protect the young lady. How can you protect yourself? How can y'all protect yourselves? This is a vice versa situation. We're standing in the gap for you, praying for you. and giving you all the tools. We're ready to give you all the tools that you need to protect yourself before you get yourself into trouble. So my whole thing is for you to seek your local Planned Parenthood clinics and talk to somebody before you get yourself into trouble. So I pray that this video helps. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to discuss this with you. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you know somebody who is in this situation, somebody who's young that you want to give this video to, share this video out. Y'all go ahead and share it out. Hype your girl up. And turn your notification bells on so you'll be notified when I drop my next video. Y'all be blessed.
Yep, that's another video. Great video. Yes, I'm 35 and I still don't have no kids, but I know my friend. She said she had a kid by me, but you know she got aborted. So I shouldn't just say I don't stand for abortion and just let her have a baby because you know if she have a baby, I would know if she was lying or not. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm lying," and then you know I didn't have to get money out of my. But she just, my mom said she probably was just trying to get more money out of me. It's possible though, because unless I gave her the money about the abortion, she said like, "Why I ain't have any more?" So it probably was just for money. I don't think. Because you gotta remember, it did have us just with her unprotected though, so it's possible she did could have a baby. But if she did have a baby, I would definitely have to take care of her and. She was still have a baby from the one guy. She got 2 baby kids from him, so she got 3 baby days, and she had 4. If it was me too, she had 4 baby days. If I was I'll be the 4th baby day. I would definitely have to take care of that baby and probably the rest of the kids too. I would have to, deal with her, but I would rather my kid. That's my baby, but so if I could have been a father, but lucky she got aborted. Abortion is wrong though. It's just nobody do abortion. Nobody do it the abortion. But if I get somebody as pregnant, I'll take care of that baby. I have to take care of that baby. Maybe I get put on child support if I'm not like in a relationship with the woman or not. But I did get that woman pregnant. If I do have unlimited sex, I plan on not having unlimited sex again, unless I plan on having that baby. If I want a child, I'll have sex unprotected and have a child. But I just you be in like a relationship or you be financially stable and have a job to have a kid. If you want to take care of a kid or have a kid, build your own legacy by having a kid. But for me, the woman I know with, she talking about putting stuff on a car, get a car back, but I ain't putting out information on my credit. She's talking about taking pills and those stuff to herself. So I don't know if she probably did. I don't know, but she haven't texted me or nothing. So she probably if she killed herself, it probably be my fault, but. I can't help you all the time. But I don't think she should kill herself because she got kids. You gotta think about the kids, not think of yourself. And to me, it's cowardly to kill yourself. But if she does it, well, sad for the kids. Her grandma probably take care of the kids, and then probably when the 2 dads get out of the jail, they probably take care of it. Not take care of them. It kind of grow. Yeah, one, but they're older, so the 2 young kids they might be living with their father. So if she does kill herself, so it'd be sad if she did kill herself. I'd be like, that's my if I see her on the news that she killed herself, it'll be my fault. But I can't be helping that woman all the time. I help you over the years. I done good for you. I can't help you all the time, so can't be Mr. Superman to save you all the day. It's always a sob story with her. Always a sob story. Everything always go wrong with that woman. I can be Mr. Superman every time. You consider me Superman. I can be Superman all the time. You save the day out. Everything that happens to you, I gotta be Mr. Superman. Save the day. I was using me as a clutch. Oh, Gene would help it. Gene would do this. Gene would do that. Gene would do that. Mr. Superman. I'm not even. You're not even my girlfriend. Why would I keep helping you? You're not even my wife. You're not my girlfriend. I keep helping you. And we're not in the relationship. I understand if I'm in a relationship with you, I probably have to help you, but I don't have to help you because I'm not in a relationship with you. I'm not in a relationship with you, so I'm not in a relationship with you, so I shouldn't help you. I don't have no kids by you, so I shouldn't help you. So not my issue to help you all the time. You mentioned Superman. So let's watch another video. This video says people can't afford groceries. This probably the last video where the comment that I probably one of the Xman1991 videos. Um,
Hey, y'all. People are really opening their eyes to finally what is really happening, and they're seeing it in every establishment you go in. Now, mind you, I just left out of all these. Y'all know they don't give you no bags, but my son loves his Honey Nut Cheerios, so I had to go in there and I grabbed a couple Honey Nut Cheerios, and I actually got this version, and I actually got this version. Because this was a cheaper one. It's a bigger box. It's cheaper, but it's the knockoff version. But when you mix them together, we like them. They taste the same. And then I turned right around and I got me some snacks. So I had 4, but I couldn't wait, y'all. I ate one. So oh, hold on 1 minute. Yeah, your girl greedy. Your girl couldn't wait to get out the store because I was famished. I needed something to snack on. So I got these snacks so I can have these snacks. I like to keep little snacks in my car, but I didn't have nothing in here. So I got those. Anyway, I went to all these. As I was moving around all these, waiting in the line, a lady was speaking to me and she said, "You notice that the store is empty." I said, "Yeah, I've been noticing this store been empty a lot when I come in here lately. Before it used to be crowded and packed." That woman leaned over and said, "That's when them food stamps was out." I said, "Do what?" She said, "Yeah, you notice when everybody started getting food stamp cuts and they started giving us a lot less food stamps. There's not that many people out here when they got to spend that cash." And I laughed and I said, "You know what? Sure, you're right. You're right, because when people got to spend that money, they think twice about the things that they're buying and how much of it they're buying. But if somebody's giving you food stamps to buy it with, of course, you're going to go crazy. You're going to go ham. You're going to buy everything and anything you want to buy. For a fact, you're going to overshop and buy stuff that you don't need all at once. You know what I'm saying?" So she was saying that, when it come down to even herself, she said, "Because I got to spend my cash, I got to look at every little thing." She said, "You'd be surprised how many things I done picked up and put back down." Now she just had a little handful of stuff in her basket, and they were her, as she called her, essential things that she needed. But when she was telling me that, I got to looking around the store as she left and went on her way and I went my way. It made me actually really pay attention to the fact that she's telling the truth. I noticed that the store was empty, and when I went in the food line the other day when I did that video, the store was empty. I mean, it's like saying the stores are starting to look like a ghost town because people are really opening their eyes to the fact that the prices are being raised every day. They seem like they're going up higher and higher, and the fact that people just don't have the money. Let's just call a thing a thing. We just don't have the money to shop like we used to. Yeah, it used to be really fun when you can go and grab a shopping cart and just throw it in the bag. Just throw it in there. If you want it, you see it, you get it. Who said that? Cardi B? Just throw it in the bag. I want it. I see it. I get it. Now you want it, you see it, you got to leave it right there because the fact that it costs way too much and you don't want to go broke and you don't want to actually not be able to pay your bills because of grocery shopping. Grocery shopping has become outrageous. It actually has become a chore that actually has been setting people off. I just see people, the anguish on their face, the hurt in their eyes, the pain that they used to could be able to go in there and get certain things. and be able to buy things. And there's so many of those same conversations being held, you know, most of the time when you go into the stores. Even Walmart is not having as many people in there during the day as it used to. Before, they used to always tell the elderly we should go to the store early in the morning or later in the evening after the crowd then got out of there. But mainly it was early in the morning. Well, when I go early in the morning, which I do usually like to go early in the morning, but if I have to go through in the afternoon to get meds or anything of that nature, I still don't see no crowd in there. It still seems like the stores are really very light there. I mean, I know they're gonna have to mark down some things. Like the last time I did a grocery haul, some of the meats were being marked down because, in fact, there's nobody in there to buy them, and there's nobody gonna buy them at that high price, so they have to bring them down, or they'll end up having to get rid of them. But when I think about the fact of going somewhere as simple as Aldi's, the way they done cut back to the point where, like, a lot of the stores are getting ready to do where you got to even pay for a bag. How disrespectful! I used to think that was so disrespectful when I used to go to Sam's Club and they wouldn't give you a bag, or you had to pay for a bag and this, that, and other thing. And I'm like, golly day, things have been, if we really pay attention, things have been cut back long before our eyes were open to really recognize what is going on. Now this situation is going on right now with the war and the Strait of Hormuz and the oil, the way all that was going, and with the Chinese people coming out letting us know that, you know, we have been overcharged for different things and this, that, and the other thing. When all this stuff came out, y'all, it's like saying all it was a wake-up call for us, because some of it we already knew. We should have knew something was going on anytime they don't give you the courtesy no more of having a bag. And now, guess what they try to do? Even when I stopped through, was it Popeyes and Bojangles? I think it was. I know definitely, I think it was Popeyes. Yep, it was Popeyes. They would no longer give you a bag unless you ask for a bag. Then they act like that's a problem with you asking for a bag. But they try to take, and I don't like it when you give me my box. If I order food, you give me my box and you take your hands, your bare hands, and you stuff a napkin. You stuff that napkin in there, you stuff the straw in there, and you stuff in there, but you're stuffing it inside my food with your nasty bare hands. I actually turned down a meal one time and I told the lady I can't pay for that, because she literally took her hand, wiped her nose like this, then picked up my stuff and stuck it in the box and gonna give it to me. No ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. At that point, to me, that box is contaminated. But people do the weirdest, dumbest things. And that's why I say I do eat out every now and then, but I don't eat out a whole lot. But when I do see things that I need to check, you better believe I'm going to check it. And I'm going to keep my money in my pocket. I'm going to keep my money in my pocket, because that was just too much. That was way too much. And I don't think I've been to Popeyes since I seen that either. Since I mean, because, you know, we know things might happen in every place you go. Everywhere you go, you know, there's some uncleanliness and some dirt and some this and that. Remember they used to say, God made dirt, a little dirt don't hurt. But if I actually see you put dirt in it, I don't want it. I don't want it. That's just how I roll. Because when I'm out here and I'm running errands like I've been doing this morning, doctor's appointments and running errands and things like that, I get a little famished, y'all. But I would rather trust this. Nowadays, I would rather trust this. Because when they hand it to me, it's wrapped up. Somebody's hands might have already touched it. I know some of y'all gonna say somebody already touched it. That may be true, but I don't see it. And when I feel like I'm eating this, oh, I can do that. I can do that. Look at this truck, y'all. Look at this truck. This big old truck with all this wood. I guess that truck is headed to the paper mill. That's a lot of wood. That man said he had to come in this parking lot because he's hungry. He said he got to get him something to eat. Yeah, he got to get him something to eat. He said they ain't gonna keep him out. Keep him from getting something to eat. But yeah, Marietta's prayed up and outside, so I had to get outside, y'all. Y'all know I had to capture something. But yeah, I had to go to Aldi's and I had to grab my son some cereal, and that is what I saw when I went to Aldi's after talking to the lady about this situation. And I say prayed up and outside, y'all. So y'all going over there to my other channel. That's what I meant to say behind that. Y'all go over to my other channel. It's called Prayed Up and Outside. All one word running together. Prayed Up and Outside. Do not put no spaces in it. Some of y'all are still asking me how to get to that channel, and y'all can't find that channel. If you put spaces between it, you may not be able to find it. But Prayed Up and Outside is just type it straight through, just like that. Prayed up and outside. Do not put no spaces between none of those words. Prayed up and outside. So y'all please go on over there and support that channel so that we can get that channel up and running. And I would appreciate it. I truly would appreciate it if y'all would go hit that subscription button over there as well. Yeah, because we'll be posting some videos over there too. But anyway, when I think about the fact of having that conversation and the stores being empty and people are not shopping, don't have the money to buy the things that they used to, people just don't have it. They just do not have it. And it's reflecting on the business establishments. As you move around, you're starting to see that people just don't have the money to buy like they used to. I mean, when I went into Food Line, I was surprised. When I went into all these, I was surprised again that there's not that many people out shopping, and there's usually be a lot of people out. But this is what, closer to the end of the month. And like she said, why do they base it on the fact that food stamps are going? There's working people out here too that don't have no food stamps, but they're not in the stores either buying like that, or they're in there buying 1 or 2 items, just getting what they need because prices of everything is so high. So people just have to do the best they can with the coins they got. It's not like back in the day when one thing went up. Now everything is going up. Everything is inflated. Everything costs too much. So which is causing American people and others probably too to be depleted. So they got to be careful. So I just wanted to throw that out there so that y'all would know that if you go into your local stores and you start to see that there's not hardly nobody there, it's a real thing. It's trending. They're staying out of these stores. They're not spending their money. Even my Asian restaurant over here where I used to get Chinese food from, even as long as I've been sitting here, I've only seen 2 people go in that restaurant. And usually they be pulling up through the drive-thru. Nobody's been through their drive-thru. Nobody. So I think the boycott for these restaurants is still happening. And they may be even doing it over here too, because I've never seen this restaurant. It's lunchtime and I've never seen that restaurant not have business. And then, like I said, so with that being said, y'all, just know that people are holding their money tight. People are watching their coins. People are not letting the devil deplete their pockets. And they just don't have it. If those that do ain't spending it, and those that don't ain't worried about it. They just doing what they can do and getting what they can get and going on home. So with that being said, I love y'all so much. But y'all, yeah, type it in the comments if you have noticed that your local grocery store is not getting as much foot traffic as it used to. And if you notice that they're having to put things on sale or having to mark some of that meat down in order for you to get it, or are you still buying your meat set full price? All right, y'all. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. My name is Marietta. We love to uplift, motivate, and inspire over here. And if you have not turned your notification bells on, please turn your notification bells on so you will be notified when I drop my next video. Y'all be blessed.
Yeah, that's Marietta Coleman. I thought she was probably like 65, 66, probably around there. She's in her 60s, so older lady. She's a good YouTuber, so I like her videos. So I think I reacted to like 4 videos of her. So I might react to 4 videos of Xman1991. I mean Xman91. That's 97. Xman1991. So let me go to Xman1991. He been on YouTube for a long time too. Okay, let me react to Dick Tunes rebrand as SpongeBob again. Shake my head.
As WWE Hall of Famer, the greatest wrestler of all time, and my GOAT's wrestler, Stone Cold Steve Austin, would say, I'm going to try extremely hard to maintain my composure. This right here is long overdue. You can do this, Xavier. You can do this. This is going to be your last time ranting about this. And after that, you can move on. Let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my peeps wherever you are in the world. This is your boy Xman1991 signing on. It's June. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is long overdue. And shout out to my guys, Randy Ruiz, Cobra Awesome, and Jay Sledge Rants. I saw them do rants about this, so it's time for me to get out of my shell and do this. You already see the title of this rant. We're not going to waste any more time. Let's just get right into it. Let me tell you something about Memorial Day. Even though I had to work on Memorial Day, I still had a great day on May 25th. I got to go to the basketball court in the park and play basketball. The Weekenders is finally on Disney Plus. And I got a chance to watch Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Knicks and the Cavaliers. And then I hear about this news. One of you guys left a comment in one of my rants saying that Nicktoons has rebranded as Nick SpongeBob once again. And I'm like, please tell me that this is a joke. Please tell me that this is a rumor. I looked it up and you guys weren't lying. So ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Nicktoons has rebranded as Nick SpongeBob again. This shit is not a shocker and it's not a surprise. I did not expect Nicktoons to do this again. Guys, I'm really getting tired of this damn crap. I really am. This has been going on for the past 2 years since the show's 25th anniversary. And since then, nothing has changed. Even when they added shows back on their schedule like The Loud House, the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Rock, Paper, Scissors, and The Boss Baby, nothing has changed ever since Nicktoons has been doing this airing SpongeBob 24 hours, 7 days a week on their channel. I don't know what the hell is Nickelodeon's obsession with SpongeBob is, but this has got to stop. The only way for Nickelodeon to get back on track is for SpongeBob to come to an end, which I doubt is going to happen anytime soon. It's been going on for the past 2 years. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm not going to scream and shout. I'm going to be cool, calm, and collected about this. And at this point, Nicktoons just needs to die already. I'm dead ass serious. Nicktoons just needs to die. Or you know what? They probably should make this permanent. And I heard that it's going to happen every single summer. It happened last summer. Nicktoons rebranding as Nick SpongeBob is happening this summer. And it's going to happen next summer. And the summer after that. And the summer after that. And the summer after that. I'm like, this is just too damn much. Way too much. It's like, how come the other Nicktoons from the 90s, 2000s, the 2010s, and even the 2020s don't get the same treatment as SpongeBob does? And what's the point of Nicktoons rebranding their channel as Nick SpongeBob? They air the damn show every day. If they was going to do this, they should have made a channel called Nick SpongeBob and put it on Pluto TV. But no, they want to do it on Nicktoons. It's like, haven't y'all done enough already with this nonstop SpongeBob all day, every day thing? It seems like Nickelodeon has not learned their lesson from Cartoon Network. We feel like it's 2017 all over again, Cartoon Network, when Cartoon Network was spamming their schedule with Teen Titans Go. MTV spamming their schedule with ridiculousness, which they still do. Teen Nick spamming their schedule with The Loud House and Henry Danger. Nick Jr. spamming their schedule with Paw Patrol. According to Spencer, the Game Show Network is spamming their schedule with Family Feud. Hell, even Comedy Central is spamming their schedule with South Park. And I know there's going to be some people in the comments saying that the reason why they're airing SpongeBob all day, every day, because it's popular. Yes, you're right. I understand that. SpongeBob is currently Nickelodeon's longest running Nicktoon and is popular. But just because a show on your channel is popular doesn't mean you should spam the hell out of it with marathons every day. You can't do that. I didn't see them do this with Rugrats or the Fairly Odd Parents back then. Why are they doing it now with SpongeBob? I never seen MTV do this with Beavis and Butthead, Jackass, or Jersey Shore. Why are they doing it now with ridiculousness? I never seen Nick Jr. spam their schedule with just Blue's Clues or Dora the Explorer. Why are they doing it with Paw Patrol? Quote to Hurricane, what's up with that? I don't get it. I just don't get it. So this is what we're going to be getting all summer long. To me, they should have just revived the block Nicktoon Summer Beach House, or they could have revived Henry and June's Nicktoon Summer Jam, which to me, that block definitely gets overlooked. I doubt anybody remembers the block Henry and June Nicktoon Summer Jam other than myself and Benny G94. It's like Nickelodeon don't give a damn about us. MTV, BET, VH1, Comedy Central, FXX, not to mention, they still spam their schedule with marathons of The Simpsons, King of the Hill, Futurama, Family Guy, and Bob's Burgers. It's like these channels just don't give a damn about us. They don't care about what their viewers want. All they care about is this. They don't care about anybody or anything but their damn selves. It's really sad that MeTV Tunes and PBS Kids are doing better than these channels. It's like, why can't these other channels do what PBS Kids and MeTV Tunes is doing? We want y'all to air a variety of different shows, even if it's just for an hour or 2 hours, at least still show variety. Come on now. MeTV Tunes is the best channel that we have right now. They don't do marathons on that channel unless it's for a special occasion like they did in February. And I honestly feel bad for the people that still has cable that has to go through this. For a guy that hasn't had cable in 3 years, I definitely feel your pain. Now I can see why people are getting rid of cable and they're moving to streaming, because we're definitely in the streaming era. Tubi is the GOAT streaming app right now. You don't have to pay a damn dime to watch a TV show or a movie on Tubi. You can watch it completely for free. Cable is pretty much dying at this point. It's like these channels. Oh my God. I don't got nothing more to say about this. So this is what we're going to be getting every single summer. Nicktoons rebranding their channel as Nick SpongeBob. And SpongeBob used to be one of my favorite shows growing up, but it's not one of my favorite shows anymore because that show is now irrelevant and overrated. I know Steven Hillenburg is rolling in his grave right now. Sorry, I had to take a phone call, but as I was saying, you know what really makes me hate SpongeBob even more? I'm still mad that this damn show surpassed Rugrats in 2012. And I'm even more mad that it surpassed Arthur last year. Rugrats was the longest running Nicktoon until SpongeBob surpassed it in 2012. And Arthur was the longest running children's television show until SpongeBob surpassed it last year. That's what makes me hate SpongeBob even more. But this is going to be my last rant about Nicktoons spamming their schedule with SpongeBob because I don't want to keep wearing myself the hell out talking about this. I talked about it enough last year and the year before. After this, I'm moving on. But Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about Nicktoons rebranding themselves as Nick SpongeBob for the second year in a row. This isn't the first time that Nicktoons rebrand themselves as SpongeBob, and it damn sure won't be the last. But they said it's going to happen every single summer. So, congratulations, Nicktoons. You have won the award for worst schedule of the year. Congratulations. That wraps up my rant about Nicktoons rebranding as Nick SpongeBob again. Let me know what you guys think about this. Dylan Thomas, I hope you're happy that I'm finally doing this rant so you can finally stop asking me, am I going to do this? So if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell for my next rant, like this video, comment, and I'll be back later reminiscing 25 years of a tag team championship match between Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho from the June 7th, 2001 edition of SmackDown. Nicktoons, once again, played a stupid game and won a stupid prize. You know the rest.
Yeah, I'm never getting tired of SpongeBob. I like SpongeBob though. It was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid, but it's like Nicktoons be spamming the hell out of it over and over again. Like, it's getting paid to death though. It really is. SpongeBob is getting played to death. Right, Nickelodeon. Yeah, he's mostly a nostalgia channel. That's like I say about Xman1991. He's mostly a nostalgia channel and everything, really. But that's what he is. Basically, is a nostalgia channel. Let's look at his the Toys B.I.G. album ranking.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Xman1991 here, coming to you back again with another video. Signing on. It may be May, but June is on its way. Happy heavenly birthday to the late, great, notorious B.I.G. Today, Biggie would have been 54 years old. In honor of what would have been Biggie's 54th birthday, I'm going to be ranking all his albums from his worst to his best. Yeah, he did only put out 2 albums, but I've also put the compilation albums and the collaboration albums as well. And I don't think I need my notebook for this one because I have all these albums. So we're not going to waste any more time. Let's get this shit over with. I'm sure you all know which album I'm going to be ranking as his worst. This shit right here, Duets, the Final Chapter. This was the second and final compilation Biggie album. It was released on December 20th, 2005. The same day Mary J. Blige released her album, The Breakthrough. Me and Sonia's ex-boyfriend Caden did a rant on those 2 albums celebrating their 20th anniversaries respectively. The album featured the 2 singles Nasty Girl and Spit Your Game. In my opinion, that nigga Diddy should have left Biggie alone after Born Again. Born Again was a better compilation album than this. I mean, the album is all right, and I don't blame Method Man for being a huge critic of his album. Meth does have a point. He said the artists that are on this album, Biggie would have never rocked with them if he was still here. Although he did collaborate with a few artists when he was still alive. When he was still alive, he did songs with Robert Kelly. He did songs with Tupac, of course, Mary J. Blige. Of course, he did a song with Diddy, Victory, with Busta Rhymes, which was the last 2 verses Biggie recorded before he got killed. But other than that, this shit was not my cup of coffee. You got artists like Lil Wayne, Jim Jones, Joel Santana, one of my fellow Houston legends, Slim Thug, on this Biggie Duets The Final Chapter out. I couldn't picture Biggie collaborate with any of those guys. They probably got them on the album because, you know, they idolized Big and they grew up on his music and whatnot. Regardless, if you're not a good artist, then you shouldn't be on the album made for a legend like Big. If Big was still alive, I would love to see him collaborate with Mobb Deep. Especially Ashley Havoc, he did produce for Big on the Life After Death album, not to mention him and Big share the same birthday. I would love to see him also collaborate with Big Pun if they were still alive. Oh yeah, he also did collaborate with Jay-Z when he was alive. But other than that, this album should have never existed. Next, Biggie and Faith Evans, The King and I. This came out on May 19, 2017, 2 days on what would have been Biggie's 45th birthday. This album is okay. Definitely. I bought it on the same day it came out. It has guest appearances from The Lox, Lil Kim, Busta Rhymes, Lil C's, and Snoop. Yeah, I got nothing to say about this album, but it's all right. Next, Born Again. This was the first Biggie compilation album released 2 years after his death. It was released on my friend Sergio, aka Sir Dragon's 11th birthday, December 7th, 1999. Some of the songs on the album were unreleased songs. Some songs have featured Biggie's verses we've heard before. The two singles from the album are Notorious B.I.G. and Dead Wrong. And Who Shot Ya is on here. I was 8 years old in the 3rd grade when this came out. Rap Phenomenon with Red and Meth is my favorite song, and it's produced by DJ Premier. And this album had good guest appearances. Besides Red and Meth, they also had Busta Rhymes on the album, Snoop, Mark Curry, G Dep, Craig Mack, Black Rob, Ice Cube, Benny Siegel, Lil Kim, Diddy, Eminem, the Hot Boys and the Big Timers, Too Short, Mobb Deep, Joe Hooker, Nas, Casey and JoJo, Missy Elliott, Sadat X. Yeah, this shit is much better than Duets The Final Chapter. After this album, Diddy should have left Biggie alone. My number 3 album of 1999. Next, the Biggie and Junior Mafia album, Conspiracy. This was released on August 29th, 1995. Michael Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, was 36 when this came out on his birthday. And one of my childhood friends was 8 when this came out on his birthday. I was 4 on my way to pre-K when this came out. The summer of 1995 was the best summer of the 90s. It featured the 2 singles, Get Money and Players Anthem. To me, they should have put the remix of Players Anthem. The beat to Players Anthem from the remix was better than the original. I'm telling you, the remix of Players Anthem should have been on here instead of the original. This was the group's first and only album released during Biggie's lifetime. Trying to find out who was the guest appearances on here. Well, this is still a good album. So that's Junior Mafia, Conspiracy. Now we're down to the last 2. You could put this as Biggie's best album, but I put this as his second best. Life After Death. This was released on March 29th or March 25th, 1997, 16 days after Biggie was killed. Of course, this album quickly hit number one on the Billboard 200 and was certified diamond. And it was the second double disc hip hop album. Both disc one and disc two had 12 tracks each, so the album has a total of 24. It features the three singles, Hypnotize, Sky's the Limit, and Mo Money, Mo Problems. This is my number two album of 1997. They had guest appearances on here like Robert Kelly, The Lox, Jay-Z, Angela Winbush, Mace, Diddy, Bone Thugs and Harmony, 112, Lil Kim, Too Short, Carl Thomas, and soon-to-be birthday boy DMC from Run DMC. This album had a lot of bangers. Somebody Gotta Die, Hypnotize, Kick in the Door, You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You, Long Kiss Goodnight, Fuck You Tonight, Last Day, I Love the Dough, More Money, More Problems, I Got a Story to Tell, Niggas Bleed, My Downfall, Player Hater, Nasty Boy, Sky's the Limit, The World is Filled, Notorious Thugs, Going Back to Cali, 10 Crack Commandments, What's Beef, Miss You, Another. This album has a lot of bangers. No skippable tracks from start to finish. But it sucks that Biggie did not live to see this album get released. And what's worse, there was no Life After Death tour. That's just sad, man. But yeah, this is Biggie's second best album. You can put this as his best album if you want. But this, to me, this is his second best. And now you all know which album from Biggie is his best. His best album, Ready to Die. This was the first album that was released on Bad Boy Records, a week before Craig Mack released his debut album, Project Funk the World. It was released on September 13th, 1994, the day after Party of Five premiered on Fox. One of my childhood friends was 5 years old when this came out on his birthday. Who never knew that Tupac would die 2 years later on the same day of the album's second anniversary? Biggie was 22 years old when he released this, and this was his only album released during his lifetime. You all know the songs on this album. Give Me the Loot, Things Done Change, Warning, Me and My Bitch, Big Papa, Respect, Suicidal Thoughts, Unbelievable, Friend of Mine, Everyday Struggle, The What, One More Chance, the original, Machine Gun Funk, Ready to Die. No skippable albums from start to finish. Method Man was the only guest appearance on this album in the song The What. My dad still has his copy 32 years later. Ready to Die is Biggie's best album, period. That wraps up my album ranking from the Notorious B.I.G. in honor of what would have been his birthday. How would you rank Biggie's albums? Which album for Biggie do you think is his best? Comment, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell, and I'll be back later to reminisce 25 years of a tag team championship match between Chris Jericho, birthday boy Chris Benoit, and the two-man power trip from the May 21st, 2001 edition of Raw is War. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.
I agree with that list. I'm gonna put I agree with that list on this comment section. I agree with. I agree with this ranking. Yeah, I say I agree with this ranking. I'll react to one more video, probably one more video or two more videos, or maybe three. I don't know. Um, See what videos I'm gonna react to. I like it. I like his channel. He's a good YouTuber. One of my favorite YouTubers. Um, K, I'll review. I'm gonna react to his two videos of um, top 20 TV shows of 1996. He got two parts on here, so I'll be reacting to both parts.
Happy Sunday Funday, y'all. Your boy Xman1991 here, back with another video. Signing on. January is here. It's a brand new year. Well, the New England Patriots are your 2026 AFC champions. They just beat the Denver Broncos 10-7. I'm waiting for the Seahawks Rams game to come on, and the winner of that game will face the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So, time to reveal another list. We're going back to the year 1996. We're revealing my top 20 TV shows from that year. I got done doing my top 20 Fox shows of the 2000s. There's a bunch of lists that I got done already. I just need to come on here to reveal them. So let's go back and talk about my top 20 TV shows of the year 1996. The honorable mentions will be put in my community post later. Starting at number 20, Kratts Creatures. Before Zaboomafoo, before Be the Creature, and before Wild Kratts. This was the Kratt brothers, Chris and Martin's first show telling us about the history of animals. This show ran through the entire summer of 1996 on PBS, from June 3rd to August 9th, with reruns until June 9th of 2000. I cannot wait to see what the Kratt brothers are going to be doing for the 30th anniversary of this show. This show premiered 2 weeks before I turned 5. Episodes would air every day except for the weekends, Monday through Friday. And then they aired it again in 2006, 2007, part of the PBS Kids Go block. And due to the show's popularity, it was inspired by Zaboomafoo, which premiered 3 years later. But I can't wait to see what Chris and Mark are going to be doing for Craft's Creatures 30th anniversary. Number 19, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. This was a miniseries and the second entry of the Power Rangers franchise. It's pretty much a continuation from the third season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that lasted for 10 episodes between February 5th and February 17th of 1996 on Fox Kids. It was succeeded by Power Rangers Zero 2 months later. I'm sure a lot of people don't even remember Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers because they picked up from where we left off when Mighty Morphin Power Rangers ended. Because I feel like people pretty much ignored Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. Hell, I was even one of those people that ignored this show. I did not know this show existed until I was a teenager. The only cast member I know from the show is, of course, David Yost. Anyway, move on to number 18. Speaking of Power Rangers Zeo, that's my number 18. The third entry of the Power Rangers franchise. This show lasted for 50 episodes between April 20th, 420, and November 27th of 1996 on Fox Kids. It was succeeded a year later by Power Rangers Turbo. The cast members that returned to the show were Jason David Frank, of course, Johnny Bosch, Steve Cardenas, Nakia Burress, Catherine Sutherland. Austin St. John returned as his character Jason Lee Scott, but as the Gold Zeo Ranger. My Power Ranger Zeo was good. We are 3 months away from the show's 30th anniversary. And speaking of Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, that show is turning 30 next week, Thursday, February 5th. Number 17, Space Cases. It's a Canadian science fiction show. This show lasts for 2 seasons and 27 episodes from March 2nd, 1996 to January 27th, 1997. This was Walter Jones' second show as a main cast after his days on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This show would not air on TV again until 2011 on Nick Rewind, back when the block was called The 90s Are All That. And it would return once again on New Year's Day, 2016, when the block was known as The Splat. I'm not sure where is the show is streaming at, but I'm sure they have full episodes on YouTube. This show pretty much, it was part of the Snick block on Nickelodeon back in the 90s. It was nice to see Walter Jones in another TV show after he left Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Number 16, Superman, the animated series. This was the second DC animated show after Batman, the animated series, where Superman battles evil while trying to conceal his alter ego Clark Kent. This show lasted for 4 seasons and 54 episodes on Kids WB from September 6, 1996 to February 12th of 2000. Reruns of the show did air on Cartoon Network and Boomerang. The show is currently streaming on HBO Max. Just like Batman, the animated series, Superman, the animated series made me a fan of Superman. It's my number three kids WB show. And they released a horrible video game for the Nintendo 64, Superman 64. Number 15, Seventh Heaven. One of my favorite family drama shows to exist on the WB. This show lasted for 10 seasons and 11 seasons and 243 episodes. It ran on the WB for 10 seasons from August 26, 1996 to May 8, 2006. Then it lasted on the CW from September 25th to May 13, 2007. Seventh Heaven was definitely a great show. Number 14, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, that's a good show. Funny show, too.
This is about Ray Bonrow, a successful sports writer and family man who deals with a brother and parents who happens to live across the street. This show lasted for 9 seasons and 210 episodes on CBS. This show premiered the same day Tupac died. Did y'all know that? September 13th, 1996. And lasted until May 16, 2005. That Everybody Loves Raymond was definitely a great show. Rest in peace to Doris Roberts. I still can't believe the show premiered the same day Tupac died. It won 15 Emmys from 69 nominations at the Emmys. It also helped revive the fortunes of CBS after CBS was struggling throughout the late 80s and early 90s. And it was ranked 49th of all time of funniest television comedy by Complex. Everybody Loves Raymond is currently streaming on Peacock and Paramount Plus. "13, The Daily Show. The Daily Show is pretty much a late night talk show and news satire programming. The show airs Monday through Thursday on Comedy Central since July 22nd, 1996. The Daily Show is the only show on my list that is still going. All the other shows on this list have ended. It was originally hosted by Craig Kilborn, then Jon Stewart, then Trevor Noah. And good news, Jon Stewart is officially back hosting The Daily Show since February 12, 2024. And he has just extended his contract to host The Daily Show throughout this year. I can't wait to celebrate 30 years of this show this summer. It's the only show on this list that is still going 30 years later. Wow. The show currently has over 4,000 episodes. That's incredible. Number 12, Third Rock from the Sun. This show right here is definitely one of my favorite sitcoms. This is the show that introduced me to John Lithgow. This show ran for 6 seasons and 139 episodes on NBC from January 9th, 1996 to May 22nd, 2001. This show premiered 3 years after the movie Coneheads was released. It was created by Bonnie Turner and her husband, Terry Turner. Yeah, this show, Third Rock from the Sun, was hilarious. Definitely. Number 11, Malcolm and Eddie. This show stars the late great Malcolm Jamal Warner and Eddie Griffin. It's pretty much two friends who end up living in an apartment, Malcolm McGee and Eddie Sherman. Malcolm and Eddie ran for 4 seasons and 89 episodes on UPN from August 26, 1996 to May 22nd, 2000. Malcolm and Eddie is currently streaming on Pluto TV, and they have also full episodes on YouTube. Malcolm and Eddie is one of the most underrated black sitcoms of the 90s, next to Cousin Skeeter, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Rock. It's going to hit different celebrating 30 years of the show in August because Malcolm Jamal Warner is no longer with us. Despite that, he and Eddie Griffin were never best friends in real life. At least it was nice for them to have their own sitcoms together. I still watch the show regardless that I still cannot believe that Malcolm Jamal Warner is dead. Wow. But it's going to hit different celebrating 30 years of the show. Oh, man. Now it's time to reveal my top 10 TV shows from the year 1996. Starting at number 10, Blue's Clues. This show is about a human host welcoming his preschool audience to the Blue's Clues house, where Steve and his puppy Blue have to find 3 clues to something they're trying to figure out. The show was originally hosted by Steve Burns from 1996 to 2002, and he was replaced by Donovan Patton, who played Steve's brother Joe from 2002 to the show ended in 2006. 6 seasons, 143 episodes. Just like a lot of people, I stopped watching Blue's Clues after Steve left. You know, I mean, I barely watched the show when Donovan Patton was on it, but it was more entertaining when Steve was on the show. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do for the 30th anniversary of Blue's Clues this September. Definitely one of my favorite preschool shows, next to The Big Comfy Couch, Barney and Friends, Arthur, and many other preschool shows from the 90s. Number 9, Kablam. This show is a comic book style series that features cartoons, live action, and claymation shorts. It was hosted by one of the most underrated cartoon duos, Henry and June. Kablam ran for 4 seasons and 47 episodes on Nickelodeon from October 11th, 1996, 4 days after Hey Arnold premiered, and lasted until January 22nd, 2000. Reruns continued to air on Nickelodeon until 2001. Reruns aired on Nicktoons from 2002 to 2005. The show was last seen on TV on Nick Rewind back when it was called The Splat from 2016 to 2017 and has not been seen on TV since. The show was streaming on Paramount Plus, but they recently took it off of Paramount Plus. But the full series is still available on YouTube, and the show is currently streaming on Pluto TV's 90s Kids 2 channel. Kablam is definitely one of the most underrated Nicktoons of the 90s. It's definitely in my top 5 Nicktoons of the 90s. And I enjoy watching this show every Saturday night, part of Snick. I know Xman1991 can't wait to celebrate this show's 30th anniversary on his birthday. I can't wait too. Kablam is definitely underrated. Move it, football head. Hey Arnold is my number 8. And no matter what type of lists I make, I will always put Hey Arnold number 8 on my list. Even though on my top 10 90s Nicktoons, it's my number 6, but it will always be my number 8. This is about the adventures of Arnold, a 4th grader with a football-shaped head who lives with his grandparents in the city of Hillwood. Hey Arnold lasted for 5 seasons and approximately 100 episodes. It premiered on October 7th, 1996, 4 days before Kablam did, and lasted until June 8, 2004. A movie from Hey Arnold came out in 2002 titled Hey Arnold the Movie. Then the show came back in 2017 with a TV movie titled Hey Arnold the Jungle Movie. Hey Arnold is currently streaming on Paramount Plus and on Pluto TV's 90s Kids channel.
Y'all know a good show.
I cannot wait to see what Greg Bartlett is going to be doing for Hey Arnold's 30th anniversary. And we did not know what was Arnold's last name until we got older. His last name is Shortman. All this time, we never knew what was Arnold's last name. But now we know. It's Shortman. The outro of Hey Arnold, in my opinion, is better than the intro, in my opinion. The outro did not have to go hard like that, but it did. Number 7, Arthur.
Yes. Arthur was a
We
good
all
show.
know the show was based on the book of the same name created by the legend himself, Mark Brown. Arthur was the longest running PBS Kids animated show, lasting for 25 seasons and 253 episodes. The show premiered the same day Hey Arnold did, October 7th of 1996, and lasted until President's Day, February 21st, 2022. Reruns of the show still airs to this day on PBS Kids, on the PBS Kids channel, and the main block on the main PBS channel, and is on the PBS Kids app. The theme song was, of course, written and performed by Zeke Marley and the Melody Makers. The song is titled Believe in Yourself. Thank you, Mark Brown, for coming up with this amazing show. It was the longest running children's television show until last year when it got surpassed by SpongeBob. I'm still mad about that shit. That SpongeBob has surpassed Arthur. And Arthur is now the fifth longest running cartoon of the 90s, right behind The Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy, and SpongeBob. Arthur is the GOAT PBS Kids animated show. I'm glad reruns are still airing to this day. Number 6. I know I could have flip-flopped the show that I put in number 6 and the show that I put in number 3. But at least I have it in my top 10. And this show just turned 30 years old 2 days ago. Number 6, Moesha.
Yep. Good show.
This is about Moesha Mitchell, played by the legend herself, Brandy, a teenager juggling school, friendship, and romance. This show was originally going to be aired on CBS, but they pretty much declined it, and it was picked up by UPN and became one of the most successful shows on that network. This show was supposed to come back for a 7th season, but UPN decided to cancel it after 6 seasons and 127 episodes. From January 23rd, 1996 to May 14th, 2001. Moesha is currently streaming on Tubi, is currently streaming on Paramount Plus, is on Pluto TV's Black Favorites channel. And the theme song still slaps 30 years later. We all know Moesha, Brandy, wrote and performed the theme song. We have 5 cast members from that show that are no longer with us. Marilyn Santana, Lamont Bentley, Bernie Mac, Yvette Wilson, and Ricky Harris. Rest in peace to all 5 of them. Fredro Starr from Onyx, he was on this show as well. Now it's time for my top 5 TV shows from 96. Number 5, The Jamie Foxx Show.
Yes.
This is about Jamie Foxx playing Jamie King, an aspiring entertainer working in the hotel of his Uncle Junior and Aunt Helen. The Jamie Foxx Show ran for 5 seasons and approximately 100 episodes. The show premiered 3 days after the Steve Harvey Show did on August 28th. 1996, and lasted until January 14, 2001 on the WB. The Jamie Foxx Show wasn't successful in the ratings, but it helped launch Jamie Foxx's acting career and relaunched the career of Gary Morris, who was shot 2 years prior to this. The Jamie Foxx Show definitely has its funny moments. And I like the theme song from the first 3 seasons. We all know both theme songs from the first 3 seasons and the last 2 seasons were written and performed by Jamie Foxx himself. I believe Jamie Foxx was like the 3rd comedian from In Living Color to have his own sitcom after Shawn and Marlon Wayans, if I'm not mistaken. The Jamie Foxx Show is streaming on Netflix. And I think reruns are still airing on MTV2.
And BET. And BET.
Yeah, the Jamie Foxx Show was funny as hell.
It's airing on BET too. Reruns are airing on BET.
Speaking of the Steve Harvey Show, that's my number 4. This is about Steve Harvey playing Steve Hightower, a semi-retired funk musician who is a music teacher at Booker T High School. The show premiered 3 days before the Jamie Foxx Show did on August 25th, 1996. and lasted until February 17, 2002. Steve Harvey wanted the show to end after season 5 because he wanted to move on and work on other projects. But it was best for it to end with 6 seasons anyway. It lasted for 6 seasons and 122 episodes. Steve Harvey was the first original Kings of Comedy to have his own sitcom, and Cedric the Entertainer was the co-star. The show was also streaming on Netflix and is on Pluto TV's Black Favorites channel. I still watch the show regardless that, despite that Marilyn Santana, I can't believe this man was robbed from us back in 2002, months after the show ended. They set him up to get him killed. And I know a lot of females had a crush on Marilyn Santana, him and Lamont Bentley, and it's sad that they both died so young. This show, the Steve Harvey Show, was my Sunday nights on the WB, that and the Jamie Foxx Show. I miss those Sunday nights, and I miss the WB. Number 3, Dexter's Laboratory. We all know the show is about a pint-sized boy genius named Dexter who has a laboratory in his bedroom, a secret from his parents. And you have his dim-witted big sister named Dee Dee always destroying his shit. And his arch nemesis, Mandark, who has a crush on Dee Dee. The first Cartoon Network original under the Cartoon brand. Dexter's Laboratory actually premiered on the What a Cartoon Show in 1995, a year before it was picked up as a full series. It premiered on TNT on April 27th, 1996. Then it premiered the next day on TBS and Cartoon Network. The first 2 seasons aired from April 27, 1996 to June 15, 1998. Then a year later, they had a TV movie, Dexter's Laboratory Ego Trip. The show was revived for 2 more seasons that lasted from November 18th, 2001 to November 20th, 2003. 4 seasons and 78 episodes. Genndy Tartakovsky, the creator, wasn't involved in the last 2 seasons due to him working on Samurai Jack. Segments of the show aired from 2005 to 2008 on the Cartoon Show and the Cartoon Top 5. From 2012 to 2014, it returned to Cartoon Network, part of Cartoon Planet. Reruns of Dexter's Laboratory aired on Boomerang from Martin Luther King Day, January 16, 2006 to June 7, 2021. Reruns of the show currently air on Adult Swim, part of Checkered Past. I mean, if I want to, I can always flip-flop Moesha and Dexter's Laboratory. But no matter what type of list I make, Dexter's Laboratory will always be in my top 3. And to me, it's a top 3 Cartoon Network show. Season 2 of Dexter's Laboratory has to be my favorite. Just like Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, the Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd n Eddy, and many other Cartoon Network shows from the 90s, it did have a few bad episodes. I gotta say, Dexter vs. Santa's Claus was the worst episode of Dexter's Laboratory. These are my top 3 worst Dexter's Laboratory episodes: Dexter vs. Santa's Claus, The Old Switcheroos, and Dexter Detention. But regardless, Dexter's Lab was still one of the best shows to exist on Cartoon Network. I can't wait to celebrate the show's 30th anniversary in April. Number 2, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. This show is about Sabrina Spellman, who was a teenager with magical powers. This was Melissa Joan Hart's second sitcom after Clarissa Explains It All. It premiered on September 27, 1996 on ABC, part of the TGIF Friday Night block, and lasted on ABC until Cinco de Mayo of 2000 with 4 seasons. The show was then picked up by the WB for 3 more seasons, from September 22nd, 2000 to April 24, 2003. 7 seasons and 163 episodes, plus 3 TV movies. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. What can I say about Sabrina the Teenage Witch? It's funny. I mean, there's nothing more I can say about Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's still a great sitcom. I still watch it to this day on Prime Video's 90s sitcom channel. The theme song, both theme songs still go hard 30 years later. Melissa Joan Hart, I believe, was 20 years old when the show premiered.
Okay, let's look at the part 2.
Was 23 when she was 20 when the show premiered, and she was 27 when the show ended. Sabrina the Teenage Witch is still a funny sitcom to this day. Now I'm gonna give y'all a hint on which show from 1996 is my number 1.
All of that. Probably all of that. I think all of that.
Who loves orange soda?
King Kel.
Mm-hmm. That's right. My number 1 TV show of 1996 is none other than Kenan and Kel. It's about 2 best friends in Chicago, Kenan Rockmore and Kel Kimball, as they plot schemes to get themselves into trouble. The idea from the show came from the producers of All That, who thought that Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell had great chemistry on All That, so they decided to give them their own sitcom. The show lasted for 4 seasons and 65 episodes on Nickelodeon, and a TV movie from August 17, 1996 to January 14, 2001. Reruns continued to air on Nickelodeon from 2001 to 2004. Reruns aired on Teen Nick back when the channel was called The End from 2007 to 2009. It returned to Teen Nick as part of the 90s Are All That, Nick Splat, The Splat, and Nick Rewind from 2011 to 2021. The show is currently streaming on Paramount Plus, Netflix, and Pluto TV's 90s Kids 2 channel. And the theme song still slaps 30 years later. Rest in peace to Coolio. I still watch the show to this day because all the cast members are still living. We're still waiting on the Kenan and Kel reunion with all the cast members. I know they can do a Kenan and Kel reunion because all the cast members are still here. Kenan and Kel is my favorite Nickelodeon show of the 90s. Everybody out there, go run and tell your homeboys and homegirls it's time for Kenan and Kel. So keep it laughing in the afternoon, so don't touch that dial or leave the room, because they always into something fun and you don't want to miss it. It's Double K like to the good greatness. Kenan and Kel, or should I say Kelly Kenan, and you got to watch Kenan because Kenan be scheming with a plan or a plot to make it to the top, but they kind of in the middle because they always getting caught. This ain't the Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew, Mr. Reed. It's just Kenan and Kel in your vicinity like Siegfried and Roy or Abbott and Costello, Magic and Kareem or Penn and Teller. Somebody's in trouble? Here it goes on Nick. That wraps up my top 20 TV shows of the year 1996. Next list I will reveal is my top 20 albums from 1996. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this shit, comment if you want to. What do you gotta lose? So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. This is Xman1991. Signing off. You guys take it easy out there. Y'all be safe. Holla at your boy. Catch you later. Reminiscing 25 years of Triple H, looking for Stone Cold Steve Austin from the January 25th, 2001 edition of SmackDown. Until then, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.
Yeah, Xman 97, Xman 1991. I keep saying Xman 97. Xman 1991 is a good YouTuber. Yeah, I like his videos. But that was a top 20 TV shows of 1996. That's actually a good list they got there. He's probably like 5 or 6 years old at the time because he's born. I was born before him. I was born in 1990. He was born in 1991. So he's just a year younger than me. I'm older than him. Uh, I'm 35, so he must be 34 or turn 35. He must be 34. I'm about to turn 36, so he must be 34 or 30 or 35. It could be 35 too. So, could be 35. I'm turning 36, so could be 35 years old. Um, but anyway, that wraps up the videos of of Marietta, Marietta Coleman and Xman 97, Xman 1991. I keep saying Xman 97, Xman 1991, as I keep saying. That wraps up my reaction to the videos. Okay, now Geno Wrestling Talk episode 18. I'm gonna be talking about the wrestling news really. Let me go over the wrestling news. Uh, I'll go. JD McDonough shared a heartfelt message to Sheamus. Until the next one, Shamo, thanks for everything. Sneak peek of the segment. Uh, G1 Climax 36. Charlotte Flair teases a possible change in cryptic betting. Gonna keep y'all ain't gonna keep up around me and turn back to old me. I might watch UFC tonight. It starts at uh, the premiums. It starts now. It's on now. The premiums. So I might watch UFC. I might end the stream. I probably yeah, probably end the stream. I made this. I put outperform, but I'll end the stream and just watch some UFC. I might watch UFC or just listen to music. I'm not sure what I'll do, but I did put Anna up the panel, but I'm not gonna send it to nobody. I was thinking of showing the Golden, but yeah, I'll send the Golden and see if he come in. But if he don't come in, I'll give him a couple minutes before he come in. If he come in, but if he don't come in, I'll just in stream. I'll send the Golden. See, I'll give Ghost in a couple minutes, see if he come in. But if he don't come in, I'll probably just end stream, play music for a while. Okay, I might end stream. Okay, let me think of the Night Champions 2026 TNA University 2026 was the best debut out of all these NXT Great American Bash 2026, 2026. AEW Forbidden Door 2026 AEW Forbidden Door was pretty good. These it had four great matches. I would say that, but, not their best pay per view, but I definitely would say the Owen Hart matches were pretty good. The Steel Cage match and the I see the women's championship match pretty good too. There was another match that I thought was pretty good. Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre Jr. was pretty good too. So those are these four matches I would say were pretty good. Definitely, I definitely didn't spend. I ain't spend the 40. I paid $40 on if you have HBO Max. I ain't paying I ain't spending $40 to watch it. I just watch it on my computer. And I watch wrestling money on my computer, but watching like everything I can watch. But I don't watch really on. I don't really. I don't have cable, so I just watch it on. And I have some streaming apps, but I'm canceling them. So that's really my. That's really That's really my live stream today. I might be. I have if my off days are still weak. If I'm my off days where I don't really do nothing. I work out. I'll probably do a live stream or do a gaming stream. But mainly the whole week usually I'm busy doing stuff, really just working or just working out. Really, just keeping myself busy during the week. Maybe make some money doing stuff really, but working out, getting in shape. I might either stream video games after this. Or I might watch UFC or maybe watch some more pro wrestling. But I'll probably watch this UFC stuff because I haven't watched UFC in a while, so I'll probably watch that if I don't. If I don't. Yeah. So if I don't stream video games today, but I plan on streaming video games. It might be late night today if I do stream games. It'll probably be like around 11 if I stream video games. I work on Batman fans' moves and Ghost Huggers moves. And, that's it basically, and maybe have a few matches on that stream. But peace everyone. If I'm live again, it'll be a gaming stream. Peace everyone. I'm out. Peace. But if I don't go live today for a gaming stream, I better go live tomorrow for a gaming stream. If I do a gaming stream, if I do the gaming stream today, so I'll probably do one tomorrow on Sunday. So peace, everyone. I'm out. Peace.